This video is designed to describe the process of replacing the Typebar rest, which is right in here, and it's where these Typebars rest. So it's designed to describe the process of replacing that. And the reason for replacing that would be that it's just kind of old and deteriorated, or you think that it has asbestos inside and you don't want asbestos in your house. I don't know what the probability or truth is of it being made with asbestos, but I decided I wanted it out of the house. And so first, the tools, you're going to want a long bamboo skewer, leather punch, an old belt, measuring tape, knife, cutting board, drill bit, and a drill, magnet, screwdriver. Oh, where's my other screwdriver? Well, at any rate, you're going to need a screwdriver that will fit the little screws inside of here. And so the process is, first you get your bamboo skewer and you put it, start by threading it underneath this side so that you hold up your type bars, and you rest it on the other side. So these type bars are all held up. Great. So next, the job will be easier if you take off this front plate. You can do it without taking off the front plate, but it's just a lot easier. So to take off the front plate, there's a screw here, 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 here. And then underneath this ribbon selector is a screw that you need to loosen a little bit. And pull that off. Now as you do this, you want to notice that there's a post right here with a flat spot on it. And so this post moves quite easily, but it's maybe not easy to find how to move it. It's back in here. You can get a grip on it and move it. Okay, so yeah, that's something to notice. Now this front plate will just come right off. You're going to remove 4 screws. And again, it might be difficult to find a screwdriver that will work for that, but that's just typewriter repair for you. I made my own by grinding down a screwdriver to make it thin and kind of narrow. All right, so you want to take out the old rest, but in the meantime, you need to cut a piece of leather belt. Mine is about in almost 1.5 inches wide. I guess it's 1 inch and 3/8. So I cut an 8 1/4 inch piece, and then I cut another piece 8 inches, and I cut that one in about half. And then I glued it on here in an arc. Now you don't want to glue it flat, because then you won't be able to make the arc. It's just essential to make the arc. So you glue it in an arc. And I used the old rest to, with a Sharpie, which I didn't show in my tools, but yes, need a Sharpie. Mark the holes, punch the holes, and then use the drill bit with the drill to make a countersink in those holes to make room for the screws, because the screws are going to be too short to fit otherwise. Alrighty, so once it's glued, that's going to take a few hours to let that dry, maybe overnight. And then you put this, you just put it back in here. And so that pretty much tells the whole story. But the reason there are 2 pieces of leather glued together is that because if you just use one thickness, it's not thick enough for the type bars to actually rest. Now, do the type bars need a rest? I don't know. I think they probably don't need a rest. But I'm just going to assume, well, they do. And so that's why I made a new rest. And there you go. So, you just put it back in place. And by the way, when this goes back on, just got to keep this held out. And I don't think it matters which side of this. I don't think it matters which, this little post right here. I don't think it matters which side of this springy thing it goes on. But it definitely matters that the screw goes onto on the underside, the flat side of this rod.